Many people speculated that Ifa asked Ooni of Ife to marry 13 wives to compensate for his recent divorce from the prophetess. It was an unconfirmed rumor that she wasn't pleased with his decision to marry other wives, and that was why she sought divorce. Although in her Instagram post announcement announcing the divorce, she firmly denied it. Hello, people, and welcome to D and Z TV, the place where we give you all the legitimate information that concerns the Ooni of Ife's palace and also the entertainment industry in general. As a matter of fact, one of the most talked about monarch in Africa in recent times has been the Ooni of Ife. Every day does not pass without people talking or drawing attention or closeness to what's up with the Oni right now. From all the different women who are from very high class women that are all linked up to the Oni, it is still evident to know that he is not giving up soon in adding more wives to his harem. Recently, it was rumored that Olori Naomi was coming back to the palace. It has been a very strong rumor over time. But be that as it may, even in the midst of the rumor of Naomi coming back to the palace, there are other allegations that the Oni will be taking a second wife soon. Not just a second wife, another wife soon. Now, people are beginning to wonder, people are beginning to think, what is it that is making the Oni of Ife marry so many wives? And when he's marrying these wives, it is not even that he's marrying people without significance. The Oni gets married to people who have high taste and class and standard, which has actually kept him apart. You know, before now, people were expecting that okay, if the Oni was going to be marrying, he could just marry anything. But that has not been the case, as the Oni has remained steadfast and class, marrying people with so much class, so much panache, and so much entity. As many could love to assume, throughout our life as a couple, I was the only married wife to him. There were side attractions, but it was never an issue. This was actually from Olori Naomi when they asked her, why did you not remain with the Oni? Why do you think marrying the Oni is not going to be an issue? She did not waste time to say that they could love, that people are just assuming. Throughout when they were together, the Oni did not bring any atom of doubt that he was going to remain steadfast to Naomi. But guess what? As a king that he is, and as the African context requires and demands, he needs to take many wives. This is just as a way of making him not to look outside. You know, it is said that Africans are polygamous in nature, not just Africans anywhere, but men generally are polygamous in nature. A few women want to kick against it, a few women to argue against it, but the Oni himself has also reminded them that this is an African tradition, not just an African tradition, it is something he came to meet. Whether he likes it or not, Ifa will definitely always want him to be with other women. The Oni said that Ifa said that the Oni can marry up to 16 women. If the Oni can marry up to 16 women, and right now he has six, which means 10 more brides. 10 more brides are actually in the pipeline for the Oni of Ife. But it is not compulsory after a divorce that he marries so many women in such quick succession. It is not tradition. To this knowledge, for the Oni of Ife to marry 13 wives because of one divorce. We also asked Awolede, a practicing Babalawo who believes in Olodumare, Ifa teachings, and Orisha, if it's a tradition for the Ooni of Ife to marry 13 wives upon one divorce. He said, I can't say because I am not a member of the Ifa priest. You see, it is alleged that the Oni needs to always be around women. He just needs to be in the company of women all the time so that evil spirits cannot use a woman to tie him down. That is why a woman who is confirmly bestowed upon him is better, because this one is known everywhere. Now, let us take a look at what the culture says. Another reason why the Oni might be marrying many wives is it is against Yoruba culture for the Oni of Ife just to have one wife. He can also divorce any woman he finds disrespectful. Meaning, once you're married to the Oni and you disrespect him, there's every tendency that he will leave you. It is believed that one wife might become too proud and might even try to usurp authority from him. Also, having many wives is believed to prevent him from wandering and having sexual relationships with many women. Sexual relationships are not permitted for the Oni out of wedlock. That is why he is advised to marry any tribe or anybody he so wishes and desires. So that with this one now, it will be easier for him to see that everything is in the house. The Oni of Ife has also agreed that during his 48th birthday celebration, that his plan was to have one wife and many concubines, but the institution of monarchy is beyond him. This institution is bigger than me, beyond me. People in this palace are more than 800. They are close to 1,000. There are some people who have been living in this palace for more than 60 years, while some have lived here for more than 80 years. Some people are over 100 years in the palace. If I had my way, I tried to challenge it, but blew it on my face. Thank God I'm still alive. It's an institution that is rich in heritage, culture, and tradition. You see, the Oni has actually given a vivid explanation to why he will marry more wives. It is traditional. It is something that everybody um, talks about, everybody sees it, and everybody knows that of a truth, the Oni is somebody that will always live by what the throne says. The Oni needs to live by what the throne says. The throne has already said he has to marry more than one wife. And if the throne has said this, then he does not need to change it. He has to live by what the throne says, because his seat is traditional. And once his seat is traditional, if you notice, you find out that these women are even not complaining. They are not complaining because they know that the monarch is expected to marry more than one. So it does not matter how people look at it. It does not matter how people complain about it. It does not matter how people even feel about it. Tradition is tradition. If you want to look at it very well, the whites came to disrupt what our initial tradition was. Have you sat down to think or imagine how on earth will they say Africans do not marry more than one wife? Yet they still want to ask us, they still want to promote homosexuality and lesbianism. So, it now kind of gives me worry, why tradition is being contradicted in this manner. We were able to sink in and assimilate the culture of the white people, but we kind of refute ours. So I think it's better for us to go back to our drawing board and live and know that of a truth, our tradition is sacrosanct. Our tradition is sacrosanct, and the Oni of Ife's palace is also very Very sacrosanct. All right, people, this is where we'll be stopping our video. If you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, click notification button, comment, like, and share. And if there's just anything you want us to talk about on this channel, let us know, and guess what, we will talk about it. All right, thank you, and bye bye.